Hello and welcome to another OpenShift tutorial. In this video, we are going to discuss how to install a non-HA OpenShift cluster on a bunch of VMs or AWS or GCP. It doesn't really matter. The process that we are going to discuss will be applicable to any type of installation. We are going to do it on AWS in this example, but you can do it on any other environment as well. So this setup will contain one master and a bunch of nodes. These all machines are RHEL 7.3 and that's what is recommended. This will be a OpenShift container platform installation. That's the Red Hat um, enterprise version of OpenShift. So if you look at the installation process from a very high level, it looks like a four-step process. The first step is host preparation, where uh, you subscribe to Red Hat channels and then enable OpenShift subscriptions. And then the second step is copying the SSH keys from master to all the nodes so that master can communicate with all other nodes to be able to install OpenShift cluster. You can choose this host to be a non-master, like you can do it from either from your laptop as well, but uh, generally I do it from master in most installations. So what happens in this process is you generate SSH key on master and then copy the public key of master onto all nodes so that master can communicate with all other nodes without any password. This is needed only during the installation process, and then you can take it out after the installation done. And then preparation of inventory file. An inventory file typically tells like what are your masters and what are your nodes and what are the different configurations that you can apply for your OpenShift cluster. And the fourth step is basically running a Ansible script that does all the installation. Um, so the node preparation looks like this. You basically do registration on the node on all nodes, whether it is master or node, it doesn't matter. You need to uh, do a subscription manager register and then install bunch of OpenShift repos. I'm going to discuss what are they. And then the second step is basically copying. So master SSH key you copy into nodes. And the inventory file looks like this. So you have master section, you have node section, the etcd part, and different configurations. So typically it looks like this. Once you have the inventory file, you basically run Ansible playbook and then give the inventory file, then it installs all the OpenShift cluster for you. And this is like advanced installation, but you can also do it with a quick installation a wizard that is provided by OpenShift. I'm going to discuss that in the demo. With that, let's go and spin off a cluster on AWS, but this can be done on any VM as well. Okay, so I'm going to launch instance. I'm going to pick the Red Hat image. I'm going to pick a beefy image, beefy AWS machine, but you can choose as small as like one gigabyte as well. Just for the sake of um, demo, I'm picking up like 16 gig memory machine. But like I said, it can be small as well. And then I'm going to pick something like 5 instances. One of them will act as master, and all the other four will be basically running as nodes. Okay, that's it. And then add storage. So in OpenShift, you can either choose the Docker storage to be on the root or to be on the separate disk. The official suggestion is to use separate disks for your Docker storage, but just for the sake of simplicity, I'm going to use a root disk as my Docker storage as well. So I'm going to give it a big one, like quite big one, 200 gigabytes. But in general, general production installations, you create a separate volume and use that as your Docker storage. Okay, with that, next tags, configure secure group. There are more controlled security groups you can apply. For simplicity, I'm going to give like everything. Okay, that, and then launch. I'm going to pick my key. This provisioning is on AWS, but like I said, this can be applicable for any uh, VM as well, right? Need not be always AWS. You can apply it to any of the uh, cloud provider. So I'm going to take the public IP addresses here and then connect to them on my item. So that's why I picked that. So SSH, this should be EC2 user, and then I open some more. I need to connect to a bunch of machines, so I'm gonna give all these. So collecting these, first one will act as a master. Let's connect to that. And rest all will add it as nodes. So we have 5 nodes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then one master node. Okay, that's the split we have. And then let's go and connect on each of these node. Yes. Sorry, I have to do it on each of these machines. Alright, so I'm going to close this and you're going to install only on 4 machines. So just for the sake of simplicity, I'm going to clear and like execute commands on all machines. Okay. The second step is to subscribe Red Hat repos on all machines. So what I'm going to do is use some nodes which I have on my GitHub to do all these activities like subscription manager register and then uh, basically do all this process like host preparation process. So I'm going to subscribe on each of these uh, machine. Okay. So for subscription, I need to not show my password so you don't abuse me. That's why I'm going to pause or skip the video for a second.